Hey guys, welcome into the podcast. You've reached the Erudite. My name is Kelly. I'm your host. Thanks for joining today. As you can see, we're going to be talking about Muir Woods. Recently, my wife and I took our 25th wedding anniversary to Sausalito, California. One of the activities or excursions we embarked upon was that of Muir Woods. It is a national monument or national park, protected, of course, by the United States National Monument and National Park Services. It's named after naturalist John Muir, M-U-I-R. So Muir Woods is located on Mount Tamalpais, Tamalpais, and this is near the Pacific coast, the Pacific Ocean, and it's in a southwestern, a small county called Marin, M-A-R-I-N County. It is part of the Golden Gate National Recreation Area, and it's only 12 miles north of San Francisco. Now, again, I stayed in Sausalito, and Sausalito is about 8 miles, 5 to 8 miles north of San Francisco, across the Golden Gate Bridge. You don't go that far. It's maybe another 10, 12 minutes. Exit 44, I think it is one of the exits. You can get directly into the little beautiful town of Sausalito. And if you haven't checked out our video on Sausalito, do that. But I wanted to talk to you specifically about this excursion. I think it deserved its own time, on the podcast. I put here a number of photos and videos of us at the park, so you get a feel for what the park is about, what it looks like. And I want to give you some administrative help before you go. So here's what you want to do. If you're interested in going to Muir Woods, you need to go to the National Park Services website, which is nps.gov, and you can do /MUWO, which is Muir Woods. What you'll have to do in order to successfully enter and park at Muir Woods is to buy your tickets online. I think it was about $15 a person, and then it's $9, I believe, to park. Or you can just go to gomuirwoods.com, gomuirwoods.com, and there's a lot of information there, as well as maps and times. So, for example, from October the 1st through November the 5th, which is the time frame this is currently being recorded in, the park is open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And on this particular site, it talks about giving you some information on actual parking and what the park looks like, as well as where you can park, which is very important, because if you don't get there early, you got to go to the overflow parking. You won't be parking very close. There's overflow parking there. So it's $15 an adult. An adult is qualified as a 16-year-old person or older. Children 15 or under are free. Children 15 and under are free. They do offer annual passes. They have senior citizen passes at $20. They also have, if you're access pass or volunteer pass, it's free. And because it's a national park, of course, it is closed for all national holidays. But again, I stress that you make sure you get your tickets before you go. You will be asked for your tickets information at the time of parking. So you should have a QR code once you buy your tickets and your parking, and you can show that to the park folks that are standing there waiting for you and showing you how to enter and park. Now, my wife and I really enjoyed this park. If you like to hike, if you like to be in nature, it was very meditative. As a matter of fact, there was a sanctuary part of the walk where you were supposed to either be completely silent or whisper. Many times you have kids out there and they're, being kids. But for the most part, it was a very meditative walk. Our roadmap for success looked like this. We woke early. The park did open that particular day at 9, and we got there right after 9. So we were some of the first people to be in the park. And what that looks like is there's not a lot of folks around you. If you like to hike and you don't like to be shoulder to shoulder, I understand Muir Woods is a pretty popular place. Then my suggestion for you, for the sake of parking and for the sake of having the type of experience you want to have, earlier is better. As we were leaving, we saw a number of people coming. There were single cars coming, many single cars coming, and also a number of buses, a number of vans that were coming, and there were groups of people that were being let off of these particular vans. So this was the first time that we had ever seen redwoods, trees that tall. We're from Atlanta, and no redwoods are here. And we wanted to take the opportunity while we were on the West Coast. We've both been on the West Coast numerous times, but in this case, we had not been to Muir Woods, and we had not been to the surrounding areas. Another thing to keep in mind as you are coming from, we came from the South, so we came from San Francisco, Sausalito area. There is a little tricky turn that you may miss on your GPS. Once you get close to the park, there is a left turn that will say Muir Woods Park, Muir Woods exit. Excuse me. Just be on the lookout for it. This is not a very long drive, but you're going to go through the town of Sausalito, and there's another town on the way. I don't know what the name of the town is, but there are red lights and stop signs and things like that. And just so you know, because I didn't know this either, it's pretty windy in terms of mountainous driving. So if you are a little apprehensive about heights and driving and, kind of not swerving, but, kind of turning, on these higher elevations, just be mindful, that, take your time, and you're going in the right direction, but take your time and try to enjoy the views. It kind of, it's a little high, but I think, you can do it. And if you don't like driving at heights, then maybe somebody else in your party can do it. Or maybe you can get a shuttle. There's shuttles that do take people to Muir Woods. So depending on where you're staying, if you're staying close in Sausalito, somewhere like that, I'm not sure where you're staying, obviously. But check into a shuttle service, because we saw plenty of shuttles bringing people to the park. As for the park, get your map. There are 2 different ways to experience the park from my standpoint. And once I'm done here kind of talking to you about my feelings about the park, I'm going to just allow, some of the music to play and for you to enjoy the scenery, because it is very meditative. But I just wanted to give you our viewpoint. So there are 2 different ways to experience. Number 1 is there are some gateways. There are 4 bridges that when you walk in, you'll see these beautiful paths that are well, not paved, but they're wood deck type of setup where there are guardrails, and you know exactly where to go. And periodically you can stop and read some history on the park. You can stay on that elevation that is on the ground. You're going to get to certain areas where the trail will elevate. And just be aware that it elevates pretty significantly. So someone like me who doesn't necessarily enjoy heights, I didn't realize it was going to be that significant. And there are not any guardrails or anything like that once you're on the trails up in the mountains, up in the higher areas of Muir Woods. It is beautiful. But if you're someone who doesn't enjoy heights, I think it could be challenging. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just alerting you of what is ahead of you in the event that you get there and you have some sort of reservation already about hikes. If you enjoy the hikes, then go for it, because that trail's made for you. You can bring cameras. You can record, of course, take as many pictures as you like. It was very, very beautiful. Again, we had minimal traffic, if you will, in terms of people on the trails at the same time. Although we did run into people on the trails, it was few and far in between. We stayed out for, I don't know, better part of 2 hours, I think. And we did do the lower elevations. We saw all the bridges, and then we did a trail, a higher elevation, and it was exciting and beautiful. And we got a chance to take a lot of pictures. As you saw back at the beginning, I did go through the gift shop. There is an eatery at the location. It just wasn't open because we were there so early, and I guess it takes them a while to get going or whatever. But the gift shop is there. They have restrooms there. They've got different things that you can buy, even jackets and hats and that sort of thing. Because the average temperature, according to their website, is about 40, and it's a big span, but it says 40 to 70 degrees. When we were there, we had on jackets. We dressed in layers. We had on jackets, and we had on thicker jackets and shirts underneath, long sleeve shirts underneath, and long pants, because it was cool. And as you can imagine, with these trees as high as they are, there's very little, if any, sun getting down to the base of this particular forest. But there's a lot to like about Muir Woods. It is a very popular recreational area outside of San Francisco. Again, it is part of the Golden Gate National Recreation Area. And I think if you are buying a package, if you're visiting San Francisco and you want to do something like Alcatraz or go to the Golden Gate Bridge, you could probably buy a package and include Muir Woods in it. And that way you get the shuttle and you don't have to worry about directions and things like that. Now, picnicking, camping, and pets are not, I repeat, are not allowed at this park. So someone may say, hey, can I bring my dog? No, you may not bring your pet to this particular sanctuary. So that's it, guys. I really enjoyed this. And for the money, you're talking about, I think we spent $39 for two adults to go and have such a beautiful hike. My wife and I are hikers. We love to be out in nature. So if you're someone who loves to be out in nature and you're a photographer or just a meditator, there's so many reasons that Muir Woods could work for you. It is just a beautiful, beautiful place. But don't forget, because I'm going to shut it down now. I'm going to just kind of let the video play so you can hear the music and see some of what we saw on our trip. We walked quite a bit, but it was a very, very beautiful place. Don't forget to go to gomuirwoods.com. Find out more about this 558-acre monument that's preserved by the National Park Service. Again, if you're interested in going, make sure that you buy your tickets in advance. You can buy tickets at the gate, but I think for the best experience and to get in is to get in early. Buy your tickets in advance, pay for your parking in advance, show up with your printout of your QR code, and have a great hike. Thanks, guys, for watching. Make sure you watch our other videos on driving through San Francisco, downtown Sausalito, what else did we do? We did, Fisherman's Wharf. If you've never been to San Francisco or you want to know what we did on our trip, check out the other videos on our channel. Thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. say she was going next? Yeah, you said she was going somewhere soon, my dude. keys in there. You can try it.